ready to go for this derby game?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. Faced some bowlers in the nets the other day. It was a bit of a slow process, I guess. You got to tick off a few different boxes. So I had to get through like a brisk walk, I think, on the first morning of the game. Then I did some running on the treadmill at about 11 and a half for 4 minutes. 11 and a half kilometres an hour for 4 minutes. And was a little bit puffed after that, and then did it the next day and was okay. So progressed into some sort of high speed running and faced a few of the flickers and then faced bowlers. So ticked all the boxes now and feeling good and ready to play.
Were you healthy enough to watch that last day, hour, or did they put you in a dark room?
I wish they'd put me in a dark room. Yeah, I'm not a great watcher of cricket, never really have been, so didn't quite enjoy that. But I guess what an advertisement for Test cricket. It was a pretty amazing innings from Stokesy. He completely turned the series sort of on its head. We had an opportunity to wrap it up, but he was incredible. Even you go back to, I think 2 nights before that night where he bowled 14 overs straight. I think I rocked up to the ground the next day and someone said that I think on average he bowled the quickest for the day as well over those 14 overs. So that's a pretty amazing effort. He's a tough competitor, wants to be in the pressure moments, thrives under pressure obviously, as we've seen the last couple of months. And yeah, just really turned the game there at the end.
It sort of stoke your fires a little bit, pardon the pun, to get back involved as well, given the way the game went. And given you're such a competitor too, you want to be in the same situation.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's really opened the series up, hasn't it? Yeah, we had our chance to retain the Ashes, but now we're going to have to work even harder, and it just makes the series all that more exciting, I think. We don't want to look behind. We want to keep looking forward and focusing on what we can control now, and that's Manchester. We've got a bit of time between now and then with the tour match in Derby, where I think a few guys will have a pretty chilled out week. It's been a long sort of summer for guys that have been here for the World Cup or A cricket before that, and this series. So everyone's got to sort of do what they need to do to be ready for that next Test match in Manchester.
Does what Ben did, given the summer that he'd had in the World Cup and the workload, you talk about bowling, does that provide a little bit of, maybe not inspiration, but a reminder that if you're feeling tired, you can keep going and still do some pretty extraordinary things at this end of the summer?
I think you can just see the passion that he showed and the fight. He never gave up. You look at him, and I really admire this about him. You look at when he scored 100, he didn't even celebrate, didn't care. He had one thing on his mind, and that was getting England over the line, and you've really got to admire that. And then, I guess it gives you that, when you're in those pressure moments, you've got to want to be the one to deliver and do what you can for your team, and he did that exceptionally well, and hopefully some of our boys can, I guess, learn from that, and when we're faced with similar situations, dig as deep as we can to do whatever we can to get our team over the line.
How fast is the bowling have you faced so far?
What's that, sorry?
How fast is the bowling you've faced so far?
So Mitch Marsh and Nessa were in the nets the other day, so yeah, reasonable pace. You asked Mitch Marsh, he's probably say bowl 150, but probably hasn't ramped it up quite that much yet. But no, I felt like I had plenty of time, and everything's felt normal. So I dare say I'll face some quicker stuff in the nets over the next however long before the Test match and be right to go.
Are you confident you can handle Archer? I mean, are you going to change the way you play when you come up against him next?
No, I'm not really going to change anything. It's been a bit of talk, but he's got the wood over me, but he actually hasn't got me out. So he hit me in the head on a wicket that was a bit up and down at Lords on, so he actually didn't get me out. Yeah, all the other bowlers have had more success against me, I dare say. So, I faced them a bit more, but they've all got me out a lot more. So, pretty comfortable with that. Now it's just about getting out there and playing the game.
You expecting a bit more of the short stuff, given, I suppose, what happened at Lords now?
I don't know, maybe. It's if they're bowling up there, it means they can't nick me off or hit me on the pad or hit the stumps. So with a Duke's ball, I don't know, it's an interesting ploy. So see what happens.
The incident sort of sparked a lot of chat around the stem guards. Where are you with that now?
Yeah, good question. So I've tried them before, and I tried it again the other day when I was batting, and I reckon my heart rate went up about 30 or 40 straight away. I just feel like claustrophobic. I feel like I compare it to being stuck in an MRI scan machine. So it was different, but I think at some point they're probably going to come mandatory, so I'm going to have to get used to them. And I'm sure the more I wear them, the more I practice with them, I'll my heart rate will come down and and everything will be okay. But yeah, obviously, had I been wearing a stem guard in the game, I'm not sure that would have made a difference, the way my head sort of went back and where it hit me. So, of course, you always want to be or have as much protection as possible and stuff. And for me now, it's about trying it and just trying to get used to it in the nets.
Were you scared after you got hit when you were lying on the ground? What was going through your mind?
I had a few things running through my head, particularly where I got hit. Just like a bit of past sort of came up, if you know what I mean, from a few years ago. That was probably the first thing I thought about. And then I was like, yeah, I'm okay here. And I was all right for, I was a little bit sad, but I was all right mentally for, the rest of that afternoon. I felt pretty good. I passed all my tests and was able to go out and bat. And then it wasn't until later that evening that it sort of hit me. And I sort of, I don't know, when the doc asked me, what did it feel like? I said, I felt like I had 6 beers last night and, I felt a little bit under the weather kind of thing, without the 6 beers, unfortunately. But yeah, it was, that was the sort of feeling I got, that groggy sort of feeling, and that stuck around for a couple of days. So not a nice place to be in, but these things happen, and unfortunately missed what was a pretty amazing test match. But yeah, I'm going well, play the Derby game, get through that, and yeah, pretty confident at the moment I'll be right for the 4th test match.
Knowing what you know now, like I know that you sort of felt okay and came back out and batted. Knowing what you now know about it, should you perhaps have not gone back out to bat?
It's a difficult question, that, because there's, as we've seen this series, there's been so many head knocks already. Marnus has been hit a few times. I think Joss got hit at one point. Stokes has been hit. Like, if you're ruling people out from just hits every now and again, everyone will be we won't have a game going. So you've got to obviously take the advice of the doctor and how you're feeling. And at that point in time, I was feeling fine. So I wanted to go out like any other player would want to go out and try and help their team. And yeah, you got to take the advice of your medical staff. And had he told me that this isn't the right thing to do, then that's fine. We cop that on the chin and you get on with things. But he was comfortable and I was comfortable, and that was it. Just move on and play.
You've spoken before about sort of being in the zone when you're batting and things just seem to happen. Did you feel like you were in that place, Edgbaston and Lords, and if so, can you get back there quickly?
Yeah, I don't know. Edgbaston was just first game back, fresh, and I just wanted to bat. I didn't want to stop batting. So that worked out really well. And yeah, Lords, I don't know, I felt like probably more the first morning when I was doing all my eccentric sort of stuff. I was kind of in a good place then. Maybe not as good a place mentally the next day. I think it was a 13 overnight or something like that. But all my movement patterns and the way I feel is really good. So I'm comfortable with that, and hopefully I can ramp up my training over the next few days and get myself in a position again where I'm comfortable and can go out and score some big runs again.
About your training and preparation, like everybody talks about you like to face a lot of balls and all that. But what is it like? How does it work in your head? Is it just about like number of balls, or are you working on something and like something just clicks and you're like, yeah, that's it, like I'm done?
No, it's not a certain amount of balls. Believe it or not, I think I've said this a few times, I actually forget how I hold the bat. You would believe it or not. So I actually try and find that. Sometimes it takes me 10 balls, sometimes I go in straight away and it's fine, sometimes it takes me a couple of 100 balls. But when I get that feel, and it's a look thing for me, when it looks right behind my foot, that's when I know I'm good to go, and I'll usually say it straight away to Hickey. I'll say, I'm good, like, I'm on fire here, that's good, so we're ready to play. So, yeah, I want to get that back and then try and freshen up for the test match and be in a frame of mind where I can bat for a long time again.
Jofra seems... So,
Always this talk of like you being a cricket nuffy, cricket nut and all that, but this last 1 year, do you think you've got more perspective about life, like other interests maybe, like away from cricket, which is helping you, or are you still the same cricket nut you always were?
I'm still a cricket nut, yeah, no doubt. But yeah, I do have other interests, and you know, I sort of, a year out from the game, I sent Nathan Lyon a message the other night. He was a bit down after the game, and I just said, you know, my year out's given me a year out from the game's given me a lot of perspective that, you know, that's all it is. It's just a game, and whilst it's important on many levels to win and to you know, play the right way and to do all those kind of things, ultimately it's just a game, and I think that helped him a little bit. But yeah, I don't know, other interests, playing guitar. Probably saw my singing the other day. I copped a bit about that, but yeah, the wife stitched me up there. But nah, that's pretty much it. That and cricket, bit of reading, Netflix, pretty chilled, yeah.
just a quick one just on Jofra. He seemed a bit rattled after the blow, and you know, obviously you played IPL together. I suppose, you know, are you mates, and have you had a chat with him since? And if so, what did he say?
I'd seen a little bit of each other around the, you know, the lunchroom and stuff, and yeah, say hello, whatever. Pretty chilled. Haven't really got into any great detail about anything. Just say hello and how you going? What's going on? Not much else really.
Yeah. So you haven't talked about the hit or anything like that?
No, just move on and keep playing.